Hello everyone, I hope to find everyone well and thank you for tuning into this video. I'm Richard May from Richard's Healing Holistics, and for this video we'll be talking about higher frequencies and how to tune into your higher frequency or vibration, considerations, because there are considerations, and what it's about. So in the last video we talked about lower frequencies, and the previous video we talked about frequencies in general. And there are different ways to tuning into higher frequencies, how to access your higher frequency, and considerations, and what brings high frequency naturally. So, what is a high frequency? So, higher frequency is when you connect beyond your crown chakra, and they're called they can be known as the upper chakras, celestial chakras, or your universal chakras. And sometimes you might connect to them unconsciously or consciously, depending what you do. And with your vibration, you can access them through your higher self, angelic, universally, dreams, psychic, past lives, or anything that to do with astral projection. And as I mentioned, this is how you connect with the spiritual world. But you can also do it naturally as well. So when you get a higher vibration or an upbeat sort of feel through whatever reason, you're upping your higher vibration, and usually that's done unconsciously as well. In shamanic practices, you can call this as the upper world. You're connecting with the upper world through high frequency, and with a lower frequency, that is known as the lower world. And we live in what you call the 3D, three-dimensional. That's called the middle world, and that's where we find our lessons and challenges, and then we connect with our higher self, or connect with a lower frequency to discover ourselves, learn our lessons. The other way you can determine this as well, using the six-pointed star. So first triangle pointing up, that's pointing to the light. That's for love, gratitude, and compassion. And then a triangle lower down, facing down. That's your inner side. That's your darker side, your lessons and discoveries, and your magic self. So it's your inner self. Sun, moon. You can say the sun is the higher vibration, and you can say the moon's actually the lower vibration. But it can get really complicated. Okay, so we live in the 3D, the physical world, and this is where we face our challenges, our lessons. But we have what you call the 5D, the 5-dimensional, and that's our spiritual self. That's our soul, as we call it, or our aura. And when we connect with a 5D, that's where we connect with the astral plane. And that is your higher self. And you can connect beyond. You can connect to the 7D, the 9D, 11D, and quite far up in this spiritual world. And in a musically term, or frequency term, when you play music, you have the nominal C, which is 440 hertz or 432 hertz, or some people say a lower. Different cultures will say differently. And your C note is your root chakra, your nominal, and then your nominal B will be your crown chakra. And then when you go up a higher frequency, that's where you reach up a high frequency. Like on a piano, you got left C on the piano tab, That's your lower frequency. Then you got your middle C, and then on your right side of the piano, you got your higher frequency, your higher C. But C is usually the starting note, and as I say, you got your 7 main notes, and plus your flats and sharp notes as well. Or if anyone uses chakras, your celestial and universal chakras is what you're connecting with your high frequency, your aura chakras. And connecting with your higher frequency is actually connecting with spirit guides or higher beings or ancestors or any loved ones, especially if you do the psychic work. And you can counter the two as well, so you can bring your lower frequency to connect with your high frequency, which I will mention later in this video. So different ways of connecting with your high frequency. Spirits like angels, animals, ancestors, divine masters. Connecting with the universe, so when you're doing a practice, you connect with Mother Earth, but then you connect with your, you get your roots up to the universe. Dreams, a lot of time with dreams, they're unconscious, and some people will believe there's a bigger meaning to it. Journal and write down your dreams, they could have a higher meaning. And you could be accessing another world, a parallel world, or whatever you believe in. Psychic mediumships. So when you're doing a mediumship reading, you're connecting with spirit to get a reading for the person you want to read for. Or psychic abilities. Again, you can do it unconsciously and consciously. So say I'm at work, somebody walks by, and their name has to be John, and I said they're called John, and you've connected to their higher self on an unconscious level. But consciously is when you have someone in front of you and you're tuning into their higher self. Shamanic journeying, so using a framed drum to shamanic journey. Again, when you go on a journey, you've got an intention for whatever reason, and you are connecting with spirits or spirit animals, as my shamanic practitioners will say. Akashic records, past lives. So when you do your Akashic records attunement, you're accessing with all your past lives, and then you can remote view on any past life situation, so you can go back to that situation. Astral projection. When you meditate or do dream work, depending what your intentions are, like with meditation, you can do a lower frequency for relaxation, but also in meditation you can access your higher frequency, going higher realms for whatever your intentions are. And again, you can remote view by doing that as well. That's where it gets onto psychic work. And natural high frequencies as well. Like if you had a really good day at work, that boosts your higher frequency. You've met somebody who's got a heart on their sleeves, or just naturally a higher frequency. That's how you can naturally do it. Even going outside, out in nature. Yes, when you go barefoot out in nature, that relaxes you. But what it can do as well, it can give you an uplift of energy as well. How to access high frequencies or vibrations? Well, there's two directions of accessing high frequency. If you can do it unconsciously, in which you feel something unusual around the body, like tingles, sensation, heat or cold, or something's touched you, because that could be a spirit guide wanting to communicate with you. But also with dream work as well. You can unconsciously going to your higher self to find what your dream means. Sometimes when meditating or feel something different, that's a sign something is trying to connect you from the astral plane. And it's down to oneself on how to connect. But these are the ways you can connect to your higher self consciously. Meditation and mindfulness, as I just mentioned. You can use meditation to go lower frequency for relaxation, but also you can do meditation to go up. A frequency generator. Actually, this is what I got for last Christmas. Where is it? You have to look up of different frequencies. So you plug it in and you type in the frequency. You put headphones in, and that will help you to access to your higher self. They say around about 520 hertz, that's where you start finding love and that inner love, because you're reaching up so high. But again, different sources will say different. Listening to upbeat music that has high frequency. For me, I've meditated before to like rock music, punk music, and I find it just gives an uplift of music. And actually, I've done Reiki before, where to myself, where I put a playlist, Spotify playlist, on different songs with like deeper meanings. Why am I getting this song all the time? And you can use that to find any spirit messages or deeper meanings. But if you listen to one song that I find quite unique is when you listen to Anarchy in the UK by Sex Pistols, because it's played in the key of C or D, which is the lower chakras. I always get a sensation of Kundalini energy going up. It's like, wow, that is really powerful energy. Energy healing like Reiki and Anusha, you can use that to access higher frequencies. Usually, majority of the time, it's for more relaxation and bringing you back down to earth. But you can do the opposite with Reiki, Anusha, or second or theta healing. Sound baths are a good way as well. But again, it's more or less for more relaxation. But some people can access to the higher selves through sound baths. Depending on their intentions. Trancing, I don't know much about trancing myself, but I know that's a way to access your high frequency. Tarot and oracle cards, so you can do a tarot reading and then find out what's the reasoning for it. Asking spirit guides. Crystals, again, something like a clear quartz or a carnelian, that will shoot your frequency right up. Citron as well. Dreams. I know I just said dreams are unconscious, but you can actually consciously do it by writing down on a bit of paper or saying, I want this in my dream. Meditation music that does a high frequency. So you can go on Spotify and go, okay, I want somewhere like 1,000 hertz. That's a good higher frequency listening for meditation music. And what brings higher frequency naturally? Well, positive mindset, a positive affirmation. So every morning say, I am this, I am fortunate, I am positive, or I am strong, I am confident. That boosts your frequencies. Chanting like Hare Krishna or Om Namah Shivaya, or or saying any prayers to whatever you feel comfortable with. That will boost your frequency. But also with chanting as well, that can actually help you relax. And what you can do is you can speed up the chant and up the frequency, and then go from there. Cleansing with sage or Palo Santo, that helps clearing any bad energy. Healthier lifestyle, so eating fruit or veg, not so much processed food, helps. Same with drinks as well. Not following too much TV or news. keep away from that, because the EMF energies from the whatever device you're using, that's you're absorbing all that harmful energy. Being around positive people, and also playing high music, higher frequency music. So if you're playing like guitar or sound bowl, get a nice high frequency guy. Crystal singing bowls are really great as well, because I find crystal singing bowls have a bit more higher tone to them than a Tibetan singing bowl. So considerations when using high frequencies. Now, I've seen this with a lot of people who discover a spiritual path, that they reach the astral plane and they crash and burn out. It's a common thing, and that's where you got to be so careful when you actually reach for the higher self. Same with if you're doing it naturally as well. Like sometimes when you have an upbeat sort of feel from a work day or a positive feedback, sometimes you can get too high in energy, and then you just end up burning out and crashing down, and then putting yourself down easy. So you have to be so careful that you don't crash and burn. Like I mentioned with lower frequencies, that before in my previous video, before you go higher frequency, you have to get yourself nice and relaxed, nice and calm first. You need to get yourself grounded, and you need to get yourself protected and anchored to Mother Earth or your feet bedded into the ground. And then as the energy flows, that energy starts flying up in you. You may feel Kundalini energy as well. And then once you connected with the ground and you're nice and relaxed and calm, then you can start flowing your energy up to your soul, and then connect with a higher self. So that you can, but also this is how you astrally project or go higher self safely, because when you enter in the spiritual world, you don't know what kind of spirits you're actually communicating with, and some of them can actually be negative, some of them can actually be on the side of demonic, and you don't want them energies attaching onto you. That's the last thing you want. That's very rare that happens, but it can happen. And I've had it happen to myself, and I will explain on another story. But also when you're finishing as well, you have to bring all that energy back down to the crown chakra, and then bring that energy down back to the ground or to Mother Earth, and then you've safely brought all that energy down. But the more we become aware of ourselves, the further we go beyond 5D, 7D, and so forth. But this is more of my beliefs. I believe there's actually so much that we can actually reach as human beings, that there's only a limit that we can reach. There is some beyond that, but we can't reach it, because we'll just reach that and we'll just end up burning out and crashing. Maybe on other planets or whatever other life forms there are, they can go beyond that limit. But us humans, there is a limit that we can actually reach up to. Before it becomes intense, and then when you burn out and crash, you become a bit more vulnerable, and you can become ill. Mental health problems can start occurring as well. So that's where you got to be careful when you're reaching a higher frequency. Also, another reason to protect yourself is from any harmful spirits. So that's it about high frequencies in general. What I will explain more in future videos is when you meet people, they'll have a vibration. But not just people, but also atmosphere as well, like a forest, like a room, a football stadium, a pub or whatever. They'll all have an atmosphere. And they can change frequency as well to a low frequency or a high frequency or whatever intentions in the room. So in the future, I will explain more about that because I forgot to mention positive atmosphere as well. What brings a higher frequency. So that's my video.